will you please welcome to the stage Precious Hicks.
November 2020. You are safe. You are successful. You are strong. You are safe. You are safe. You are safe. I am safe. May 2012. I cannot believe I'm here now, in my own apartment. I've been here for a year, and for the first time in my life, I feel safe. I was looking back on how I got here, and it's been a journey within itself. God, I'm safely in my own space, and I'm grateful. No one can take this feeling away from me. Now let me tell you how I got here. God has a funny way of showing up, and I'm glad I was here to listen. But it hasn't been easy, but you'll see soon enough. 16. I was 16 when I left home. You know, mama was in an abusive relationship. And you know how that goes. She'll kick you out faster for speaking up for yourself than she will him for putting his hands on her. But at 18, I came home to visit. Mom had since fled her husband, but when I got there, the door was broken, so I stayed. And in that time, I made friends with a girl named T. And we found this church home at the top of the hill. It was the cutest little church home called Lighthouse. And that's exactly what it was for me. Because in church, I felt the word of God. Verse after verse, chapter after chapter, and sermon after sermon. Yes, me, a non-Christian. But don't get ahead of yourself. I know God. But it just felt like God was using him to talk directly to me, you know. And I felt it so deeply that I brought my family to see me get baptized. And they felt it too. I thought we were finally on the same page until I got kicked out. Before you say anything, it was not my fault. See, I called her a bitch. But you know, only in the way that a child could. Under my breath as I hung up the phone. It was another one of those glorious days, and we had another one of those wonderful sermons. And I don't know if me and my mom got two different messages, but this is not how I see this day going. We in church, Target calls me. They tell me I'm 1 hour late for a 3-hour shift. I know I'm not on the schedule, but I'm on my way. So we get there, I do my shift. I had given my mom all the money in my pocket for gas. So I call her. And I call. And I call. No answer. So I call my sister. And she tells me, Mom's not answering because she's not coming. Yeah, I know. She abandoned me again. So I call and I call and I panic and I call. And finally, hello. What do you mean you're not picking me up? But I gave you all the money that I had. But you know it's 3 buses to get there and I can't walk from here. Okay, but, all right, but, oh, bitch. By the time I found a ride home, all of my things were outside. I guess you heard me. The bus ride home from Vallejo to San Francisco felt like it took hours. And I kept getting this text message from my mom that I couldn't open. And she texts me, and I text her back, I can't open it. She texts me again, and I text her back, I can't open it. And God knows I was in a better space when I finally got to read it. Because had I not, I'd have been beside myself. But that's okay, because I'm home now. I worked 3 jobs and ran off of 2 hours of sleep just to get here. And eventually I dropped one job at the screen printing place to go to community college, and I upgraded the other one to work at the airport. Yeah, I'm going to Clark Atlanta University. There's something about the freedom to date that makes you realize that maybe people shouldn't be made. There's so many interesting people in this world, and there's been so many characters popping up. There was, let's call him Babe. He was one of my friend's dates. He was a friend of my friend's dates. And we moved, and he was moving nowhere fast. 2 seconds into us sitting down, he kept calling me babe and pulling his arm around me. He was one of those ones who felt like because he paid for a $20 Applebee's plate that we were going home with him. Nowhere fast. Then there was Biggie. He was built like an African king. And he wanted to buy me everything I ever looked at. And he was a player. Something like that. And I don't do no that. And then there was a couple more. Then I met Baby Daddy. He was very bold when he asked about me from across the street, but very shy when we got to meet. And over the next few weeks, I alternated between a few candidates with dating potential. They all had a quality or 3 that I imagined putting them all together like a Power Ranger to make a husband. February 2015. 3 weeks later, I find myself in a relationship. I'm not sure how I got here. Everything moved so fast. But it's okay. I'm moving to Atlanta in 4 months to finish school, so we can figure it out when we get there. Best friend. You will not believe this. His mom died. I know. I'm gonna break up with him. I know. I can't break up with somebody because their mom died. But I just can't do the emotional support. You know, I just lost my brother and my cousin and my friend all 2 weeks apart, and I can't do it. I know. I know you're right. You're right. I can't break up with him. It'll be okay. I just gotta wait until June. I didn't make it to Clark Atlanta University. I fucked up. And I haven't written in my journal, and that's probably because I've been fucking up. And I can't take it back. I'm 9 months pregnant. And I don't know if him being sweet was an act, but what I've been through has not been amusing. See, he went from washing my hair and rubbing my back to cheating and dragging me down the freeway. I tried to leave multiple times, but it felt like every time I tried, someone would either give him my number or he'd pop up at the house, or I just felt bad for bringing a child into a world in a broken home. That I tried and I'm broken. December 2017. The car pulls up to the gate. There's a heavy feeling in my chest. A hot tear rolls down my right cheek. The gate is taking forever to open. And the cop looks back at me. What you doing anyway? I fucked up. And I had fucked up. Now I'm on my way to prison. My hands are sweaty. My feelings are in my throat. And that tear was not for me or for him, but for my daughter. Now I've been here for 3 years, but it feels like a lifetime. Groundhog's Day, to be exact. The only time it didn't was if it was a riot or they was moving me to a new prison. And I feel like little pieces of me are dying every day. And I have the stories of these women from different prisons in my head, like around the holidays. That's where we all gather around the phone. And we having these conversations. And one woman blurts out, "I don't call home, because if I don't call home, then no one dies." Mm-hmm. And I agree with her. However, I want to know, so I don't have to grieve alone when I come home. And then I remember another woman at a different prison. She was the cutest, sweetest elderly woman. She had been there for 25 years. And we were in group, and she randomly shared a word that hit all too close to home. She said, "Ain't it funny how your abuser becomes your victim?" Well, instantly, I got transported back to reception when I met my counselor. Now, my counselor was known for making people cry. And although I didn't cry, I quickly found out why. Manslaughter. I couldn't do it. I looked her dead in the eye. "You don't know what you would do if you were me." "Well, I couldn't kill no one." "How does his family feel?" "Well, man, I talk to his father every day. But there were other people who co-signed his behavior, so I don't know." And then she started to stumble over her words as if she was grasping for judgment through the air. Well, like I said, I wouldn't do it. But again, if you were in my shoes, you don't know what you would do. And if I were you, or somebody in your family, because I'm pretty sure somebody in your family has been abused, I'd never talk to you. This reminds me of when I was in the relationship. See, maybe they were right. Maybe it wasn't that bad. You know, He only checked my phone to make sure I was really in this relationship, you know. And the scars on my right side from when he ran us into that big rig are almost gone. So it wasn't that bad because I can almost drive next to one without feeling like my head is gonna come off. And you know, my baby daddy, I'm sorry. Sometimes I get them confused. Like, when I had my baby and he held me down in that hospital bed and I screamed for help and I called my mom and she said, don't start. Or on Christmas, when he was berating me and I begged her to kick him out and she didn't, but that's okay, it wasn't that bad, we ended up fighting. And although I really, really, really don't like to, I can fight, but don't try me. And then I remember this woman who was gonna help me expunge my record. You see, I got a new job at the airport, TSA. And she and I ended up in this stare down because I just finished telling her about my new situation. But I assured her that it's not that bad because it seems like the people who are supposed to love me always end up hurting me. But it's not that bad, right? Right? November 2020. You've made it. And you've lost so much along the way, including your father, your best friend. But you're safe now. You are successful. You are strong. You are safe. You are safe. You are safe. You are safe. I am safe.